taking the oath of President in terms of Section 94, which oath the nominee must take within 48 hours after the Speaker was notified of his or her name, unquote. In the letter referred to above, ZANU-PF has notified me that the Central Committee of ZANU-PF met in a special session at the party headquarters in Harare on the 19th November 2017 and resolved that, and I quote, in the event that Comrade Robert Gabriel Mugabe resigned or was impeached, Comrade Emmerson Mnangagwa was appointed as Zimbabwe African National Union Patriotic Front, ZANU-PF's nominee to fill the vacancy in the office of the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe. Parliament has informed the Chief Secretary to the Office of the President and Cabinet of the nomination of Comrade Emmerson Mnangagwa as the nominee. The Chief Secretary to the Office of the President and Cabinet, Dr. Swanda, is making the necessary arrangements for the swearing in of the incoming President, Comrade E.D. Mnangagwa. I am advised that the swearing in ceremony is planned for Friday, 24 November 2017.
The address in the Senate chamber was witnessed by Senate President Comrade Edna Matsongwe, Deputy Speaker of Parliament Mabel Chinomona, and several senators and members of Parliament. Journalists from across the globe also came to witness moves towards the inauguration of the second President of the Republic of Zimbabwe.
The Zimbabwe President-designate, Comrade Emmerson Mnangagwa, has pledged to be a servant of the people and called for all progressive Zimbabweans to unite in growing the economy. Comrade Mnangagwa, who arrived in Harare today from South Africa, told thousands of Zimbabweans gathered at the ruling party's headquarters to welcome him that he is ready to lead the country into a new dispensation. Let's hear him speak.
You have heard or read my letter, which I sent to His Excellency, asking the President Mugabe and say, Mr. President, the people have spoken. You yourself said, if the people say I must step down, you shall comply. This is the time to comply. Because the voice of the people is the voice of God. Today, we are witnessing the beginning of a new and unfolding democracy for our country. I wish also to thank the manner in which our defense forces, under the leadership of General Chiwenga and his team, have been able to manage this process very peacefully. I was in constant contact with the service chiefs throughout. And may I also inform you that in my discussions with some heads of state, including spending today about 1.5 hours President Zuma, also the President of Namibia, the former President of Tanzania, Kikwete, and others, they have hailed the discipline and the peacefulness of the Zimbabwe. They are saying the way we manage this process makes SADC proud, not only on this continent, but worldwide. May I thank my colleagues, led by Comrade Mpofu in the Politburo, who systematically, constitutionally, processed the process which led to a point where the former President Mugabe signed to say, step down. He is now the former President of the Republic of Zimbabwe. With great respect and humility and profound gratitude to my colleagues in the Central Committee and Politburo, in the manner in which they constitutionally processed the resolutions which persuaded this moment to come by. Currently, also, before I conclude, because time is gone, I'm going to make my formal speech on Friday, around 10 o'clock. I also wish to mention the manner in which the Speaker of Parliament handled the process. He was under tremendous pressure from the powers that were at the time, but he stood his constitutional rights as the Speaker. I applaud him for that. The intention to derail this process, that intention was intense. But, as he said, the will of the people will always, always succeed. Vanasingadi agara vachingovukura. I pledge myself to be your servant. I appeal to all genuine patriotic Zimbabweans to come together. We work together. No one is more important than the other. We are all Zimbabweans. We want to grow our economy, peace in our country. We want jobs in our country. We need also the cooperation of our neighbors in SADC. We need the cooperation of the continent of Africa. We need the cooperation of our friends outside. That we shall. I'm already receiving messages of cooperation and support for us to grow our economy.
In our question and answer segment tonight, Tendai Mnangagwa speaks to Mr. Jonathan Samkange, a legal expert.
For Samkange, as one of the gurus as far as the legal minds in this country is concerned, we have seen this situation whereby the former president, Comrade Robert Mugabe, resigning after 37 years in power, marking a dawn of a new era. And the generate of the people out there are expecting a lot. Maybe where do you think should the leadership that is coming into effect should start from?
I wanted to start by the remark that you just made, that the dawn of a new era. It is indeed. And I also wanted to declare right now, here forthwith, that this is the fourth Chimurenga that has taken place. This Chimurenga has been waged by ordinary people. Normally we call them the poor, the masses. They went into the street and demonstrated that they were now fed up with the old regime. Now, the new era must bring in a new vision, one, which will satisfy the public, which people are happy. People have been that now that we have tasted freedom, please, the new government must away from us, because the people have now tasted what true freedom is. And this true freedom has been brought by the army. The doing of things in the past where citizens were harassed by the police in the streets, that must not return again. You have seen that since the army took, people were moving about their businesses. I have been traveling around. I have not witnessed one accident. Drivers respected each other. This is what we want. The next thing that we hope the new government, once it is in place, is that the issue of the accused in the banks, that must be dealt with. And I personally call upon the banks to cooperate, release whatever funds they have so that there are no queues. People must actually feel it was worthwhile going into the streets and that they are now enjoying their fruits.
The incoming president, that is Comrade Emmerson Mnangagwa, is coming in at a time there are a lot of issues within the party, the issue of vice presidents. Where do you think he should start from, especially in rebuilding these structures?
My view is that once he has taken over, because now it's a new government, in all its form, right, and character. Now, because now we have a new government, he must now form a new cabinet. This cabinet may consist of old ministers, it can consist of new ministers, it can consist of those whom we felt that they have been advancing the interests of the masses. Because what is important today, and that is my advice to the incoming president, is that they must be sensitive to the wishes of the people, which is the reason why the former president, Comrade Mugabe, why he lost, is because he became non-sensitive to the wishes of the people. The people's wish must be respected.
The issue of the international community, Zimbabwe has been isolated on the international ground for a long time, and the former president, Comrade Mugabe, was on sanctions. Do you think this situation will create a situation whereby we see the sanctions going away and also seeing the international community come back?
The issue of sanctions. It is. I'm delighted that even the Secretary General of the United Nations commended on this solution, right? In other words, he encouraged it, that it is the people have come out in the street to demonstrate against oppression, against dictatorship. So I think that as far as I can see the United Nations taking an important role in making sure that Zimbabwe is now back on the international map. That's one. Now, I can also see within, as soon as Comrade Mnangagwa is appointed as the president, it will mean that one of his tasks is to make sure that the international community has been invited, all of them. No, we are not going to say we look east, we look west. No, we want all friends that used to be our friends to come back.
That's it in our question and answer segment. Tendai Mnangagwa there speaking to Mr. Jonathan Samkange, a legal expert, discussing issues raised in our top story tonight. Here's a look at stories still to come in this bulletin. In business, the business community ready to work with the new government in the revival of the economy. And sport, Dynamo's diehards hopeful of snatching the 2017 championship crown away from FC Platinum. The This and more stories coming up after this.